extend it to analytics with the BIM data that's available with us. What is a CDE? So I think most of us have been hearing a lot about CDE after the COVID era. So what is a CDE? A CDE is a centralized platform and that acts as a single source of information for the project. So this being said, it can either be a cloud-based solution or a server-based solution, and it helps you with the centralized repository of data and information, and it caters to the overall life cycle of a project, and it integrates with multiple BIM authoring tools, and also it helps you to view files from BIM, and it acts as a single source of truth. Everyone looks at the same information at different scales and different levels, and finally it helps you with a very transparent collaboration between multiple stakeholders in a project. So how does Crayon qualify as a CDE? So Crayon has majorly these four modules wherein we manage the entire document management, issue management, project management, and BIM management. So when we look at document management, we support the ISO 19650 workflows, and then how versioning of documents and models will inside Crayon 60 will be done, and then collaborative markups on BIM models, PDF drawings, and CAD formats, etc. And inbuilt robust approval workflows wherein you could send data from one person to another, and later comparison. So when you managed multiple versions, there's a greater comparisons that you could do between different versions of the file. And when it comes to issue management, all your defects, issues can be routed to responsible individuals, so that the task owner is identified and responsible to carry out the defect resolution process. And different EHS, quality, safety related checklists can be handled using digital forms. When it comes to project management, this is the entire life cycle of how you do the construction execution. So any RFIs, which is request for information, can be handled inside the Crayon 60 environment. And submittals, all your technical data sheets, method statements can be effectively routed through workflows for approval or rejection, etc. And transmittals, so this is archiving your project data, wherein you could send it across to downstream stakeholders who can be operations manager or a facility owner. So all the project related information can be shared to the downstream authorities. And project schedule, how we manage project schedule within the CDE. So we have different Gantt views that is available inside the product. We'll be taking you through there as well. These are the different modules. And when it comes to BIM, the core of today's webinar topic, we have multi-model analysis, wherein we can do a federation strategy, federation analysis of the model. And later we could analyze and look for clashes and assign it to issues, so that it can be taken action, and issue resolution turnaround times can be managed as well. Moving on, integration with design authoring tools. We provide integration with Revit and also AutoCAD with that of Crayon 60. We have an inbuilt toolbar. So we have an inbuilt toolbar. So you could see over here, we have an inbuilt toolbar within Revit, where you could push and pull models to Crayon 60. So here I'm just trying to push my model from Revit. Once my work is done, I'm uploading this file to my Crayon 60, and I could see that it is being uploaded here. And relevant workflows can be assigned to models, wherein this creates a permission control and role-based access, where I could see the model being appearing inside my Crayon 60 environment. So this is again a push and pull. So I can open my model from Crayon 60 inside Revit, and the same also can be done from Revit. You could push it to Crayon 60, and you can open files in Revit from Crayon 60 as well. So coming on to the next core functionality when it comes to a unified CDE, being design reviews. So we support collaboration markups and review approval workflow, visual clashes and resolution, then assigning issues to stakeholders, and raising RFIs as part of the project management process. This particular example, I'm just showing you how a review is initiated. So once I initiate a review, it goes to relevant stakeholders, which is pre-configured within Crayon 60. So once the relevant stakeholder gets a notification that a review is in his kitty, so what he can go is he can create markups. He can create his review comments, text, and also different collaboration markups are available as freehand, ellipses, rectangles as well. So I can give the review comment here, and once I give that, this markup is stored, and any stakeholder can come and look into the review given by the relevant reviewer. And we could see here that we are also managing the status of the document. So each document will have appropriate status that is assigned to them, So it can be approved or it is in transit of a review, or it is rejected by the stakeholder. And how we handle clashes. So any NWD file wherein we have done the clash analysis can be brought inside Crayon 60, and I can view the clashes here as you're able to see it in this video. And all these clashes can again be given a markup, or I can directly raise an issue from my model, right? I can go pick on my element here against which I'll have to raise a issue. So I can select the model element, and now I can come over here to specify the issue nature, the issue name, and a small description of the issue. And I can assign it to relevant stakeholder who has to take action on this issue. An issue can be resolved by multiple members of the team. So if it is a design construction related issue, or if it is a structural architectural issue, a relevant issue can be routed through a workflow that Crayon 60 provides you with. Right. So once I have my issue created, I can just click on this and it would show me on my model element where this particular issue is pinned. So here we are able to pin our issues on the model element, which is creating a unified CDE where you do entire issue management using your BIM models. Moving ahead, so I can open any of my files over here, and I can also create RFIs. So there are multiple RFIs created on the model elements. So I can pick any of the model element from my viewer, and I can give a RFI name. So what information do I need from my team? So I need a information regarding what is the paint finish for this particular pergola structure. So I can just create a RFI here, and you could see that RFI is created. Now, whenever I have all my model open, so whenever I go to a specific view, I will be able to see the RFI. And as well as RFI is through a workflow process. So you could see that, I can attach relevant documents to my RFI. So I am attaching relevant 2D PDFs as well as, and I can specify the location to which this particular RFI pertains to, and I can save this, right? So a person who is submitting the review for the resolution of the RFI, the reviewer can come over here and they can give their comments and resolution for this RFI. So this RFI is resolved now, and you could see the status is answered. So with this, we would be able to know or categorize RFIs based on whom it has been assigned to, what is the due date, and what is the lagging days. So it means that a particular RFI has not been answered for since so many days from the due date, and it needs to be taken action. So all your turnaround times to enhance your efficiency and effectiveness of working can be tracked using the Crayon 60 application. So moving on, we talk a lot about collaboration. So collaboration is one of the key factor when it comes to common data environment. So how do you collaborate inside Crayon 60? So we have BIM-based markups. So we could create markups within the viewer and have them saved for different team members to utilize them. We can create walkthroughs. So I can have walkthroughs of inside my model. I can do measurements inside my model, and I can also share markups to my teammates. So this particular viewer is of a plan 3D model. So we are just creating a walkthrough of the model. So I'm just going to a place where I could create a walkthrough, right? So here I could create a walkthrough, and I can have multiple members, working on this particular walkthrough. We can analyze the measurements, so I can see at what height this pipe is coming from the ground, and I can move on here. I can specifically point out any specific model element. I can create a markup, and this markup can again be stored as a review or as a collaboration markup that can be given to relevant team members who needs to action upon the markups provided. So in this particular example, the P&ID ID for this particular pipe is not available, so he's requesting for the P&ID ID for this pipe on the design model, right? And whenever someone else comes, they can look into the markup here. Whenever they click on the markup, it takes you to that specific location where they can analyze what the markup is about, right? And once we create markups, so how do we share it across? So there are two ways. One being the relevant team member can open the model, come into and click on this markup history, or they can share it using the inbuilt chat that is available. So I'm just creating a link of my markup. I'm sending it across to my CTO here, and once when he receives the message, when he clicks on the URL, it takes him to the specific markup. So in this way, you could just collaborate efficiently and effectively within the application. You need not have to go into a Teams chat, or you need not have to send across screenshots of the markups to different members. It's just a within inbuilt chat engine that is available where you can share across the markups. And multimodal analysis is one key factor, right? So how do we do the model analysis here, right? So I have my models here. So I can pick all my model elements of interest. I can select them. I can go and create a multi-model view, and I can just give an update here, right? It creates a multi-model view. So I have a multi-model view created. I can go into the view here, and I could see the federated model that has been created. So I can either on off multiple models, or if I want to just see the interaction of my structural with that of my plumbing, or my facade with that of my HVAC, I'll be able to do this on and off of models and look into the viewer, right? And when it comes to model version management and comparisons, so the robust version management feature inside Crayon 60 allows you to compare different model versions, document versions, this document being anything from PDF, CAD drawings, etc. So I have two models here. I have my HVAC model. So I will be able to create my comparisons, right? So once I have my comparisons created, I'll be able to color code them based on whether they have been added in the new model or have been removed or modified. So this modification again comes with different parameters. So if I have a parameter modification, or if I have a geometry modification, I'll be able to filter them inside Crayon 60. And we also have a side-by-side analysis where you could go and specifically find out which model element has been changed or deleted from my earlier version to this version. So all your change logs can again be downloaded. So you have a download feature here wherein you can download the different change logs between different versions, right? So you could see what has been changed as well as an information. And this helps you to have a clear identification of what has been changed from my previous version to my current version, right? So finally, how we could use the data that is built up within the common data environment is of a major concern, where you have a lot of data being built up. So how do we use the data analytics within this application, right? So how we would be seeing how we can integrate time and cost to our BIM models. So this is extending our 3D BIM to 4D and 5D capabilities, and how we could do a plan versus action. So any project has to be measured from their plan to actual. So how do we do it? So in this example, I'm just opening a structural model, and I'm creating a external data. So I'm linking it with my external data here. And once I link my external data, I'm able to see the histograms here. So I can create histograms based on volume, area, any of the quantity. And this has a filterable interface where you can click on the chart here and it filters the model elements. And I can run a simulation. So this creates a 4D simulation. So this is more about sequencing or construction activities. I have my scheduler here, and how do I integrate that with my BIM models? So once schedule is integrated with your BIM models, how do you analyze your plan and how actuals? So I can run a split screen comparison between what was my planned execution and what is my actual execution. So this shows across to you what has been planned and what is completed. So at this point in time, on October mid, I see that my planned is this and planned actual is. And moving on, so just creating simulations is not of interest to many of the stakeholders. So I can export a dump of my entire data that has been created within Crayon 60, and I can come into a BI tool like Power BI where I can bring this data. So I can bring this data, I can transform the data, I can create different visualization charts and different KPIs based on the data that has been fed inside the common data environment. So I'm here, trying to build. I have built a dashboard wherein I'm able to see different statuses when it has been delivered, etc. And also I am able to see my data in a more analytical format, wherein I can filter down activities and I could see the budget actuals that has been completed. So I can do it floor wise. I can have it category element wise, and I can see different grade of concrete that has been completed. So this is all the data that has gone into the model that I'm able to do it visualize it in the BI. And now this is again a S curve for the project. I have my schedule data and I have integrated it with my model, and my model already has my cost. So this can be done. So this is one such report here. So I'll just off my, so I'll just come here. So this is one of the dashboard that we have made. So what I can do is, I can apply filters. I'll be able to see the deliveries and whatnot. I'll be able to filter down all my data as per my need. So if I have to just see what has been completed on this particular element, I'll be able to check that. And moving on, I also will be able to again have these charts that I already showed it across to you. This is a live Power BI dashboard. So I can click on different elements. I'll be able to see the data corresponding to it. So if I have to see only the ground floor activities, I could see the ground floor level, concrete requirement, what is the plan, and actual values based on budget and actuals, right? So this way, we'll be able to get out the maximum out of BIM. So extending your 3D BIM models to your construction models, which is a need of hour as well, right? And finally, I just want to show across this particular dashboard. So I have a date slicer here. I can filter my data based on the dates. So this gives me a S curve for the project, and I'll be able to analyze what is that we have completed, what is the planned value, what is the earned value, and what is my last report time, and what is the SPI on my BIM data, which was integrated with my external data as schedule or a cost database, right? I think with this, we are coming to the end of this webinar.